It's Monday, November 7th, 2022. I ran the Joe Michaels Mile, which is multiple mile. Just gratification, complex and conviction. I walked to the Joe Michaels Mile, and then I ran one way, which is however long. And then at the end of, I see the N7074, and then just past where it cuts off and it's staged, then I went to the N1, I think it's 381, since I'm usually somewhere between an 8 and a 3, or 3 and an 8. For me, it's really irrelevant, but whatever on that. There's an NYPD surveillance tower, for which I usually do that just to mark myself in space and time that I actually completed it. But I did see there were bikers, people on bikes. One had the state of New York on the back of his. The other one had Navy along the front, and then symbol with the bird on the back. And now there's FDNYs down here, so I see a lot of FDNY trucks as well. And so that was it. So now I really, as far as like medics go, I really have to strengthen. As I was running, I was trying to be very conscientious of body mechanics. So as far as the hip girdle goes, and the large muscle group's hip girdle, in order to keep my knee from swelling and to keep it within kinesthetic correct movement, that's where I'm at the moment. So it looks kind of like a really, I don't know, silly run, but it's more of, it's the highest function that my body has at the moment. But I guess it's not walking. It's a lot more than a power walk. My knees are actually up. There is impact. So that's the word that I use for it. Here is the mile marker. I went past where it cuts off at the Joe Michael. Oh, it's B. It's QB. QB1381. Again, in between the two ones is an 8-3 or 3-8, so I thought that was, I don't know, significant, symbolic, important. And here it has a herring gull, the City of New York Parks and Recreation. So I'm going to now walk back. I left the house, I think, at like 10:14. So I started running at 10:24. And right now it is 11:10. Just so I have a record of it for today, being November 7th, 2022, and working my health back. It's star 1978, star 278 Nicole Cut Music. It's Earth, Solar System, Mercury, Universal Galaxies, Brooklyn. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, going through 6-1, and that's Fort Totten behind me. I know there's all sorts of important things down on that campus. I just don't know what they are. Again, when I moved back here senior year, it wasn't like there was some council person, like when we left Suffolk County, we moved senior year before I started St. John's. I would have gone St. Francis, by the way, except St. Francis Prep didn't accept seniors. So I had to find a different high school, or they wouldn't accept me because of something with the grades from Cold Spring Harbor on the transfer. St. Mary's in Nassau County wouldn't take seniors. I would have been left back a year, which I didn't want to do. So instead, that forced me into a position of having to go to St. John's Prep in Astoria, and whatever that was about. So I went there, and that's where I graduated. But when we moved back to Bayside from Suffolk County, there was no like when I moved to Hampton Park, there was a welcome wagon. There was a woman who came to my front door welcoming me into the neighborhood at Hampton Park. They gave me small glasses. They sent me coupons, local businesses. I mean, like it was like you felt like you were welcomed somewhere in Virginia, in Hampton Park. Here, we moved from Suffolk County to Bayside, and it was like every door was closed. It was, I don't know what was going on, but it was really frightening. There was no glasses, there were no coupon packs, there was no like, welcome to the neighborhood kid, here's your councilman's name, your congressman, this is what it looks like now that you're about to turn 18, like welcome to your city. It was nothing. It was like a ghost town of like nobody really exists and everybody is just too busy. So I don't know what to say about that, but that's New York City in a nutshell since I've been here. So it gets difficult to meet political party representatives. It gets complicated to know what they're up to and who is safe and who's not. And then to meet a formal introduction. Like, I have a brother star who got like so high up into the galaxy that like, but yet we share a grid system on like a calendar in this American system. So I don't understand why like he couldn't do like a goodwill gesture and just send somebody into my path that was worth like the formality of actually meeting and like spending a life frame with. I mean, again, like there were expectations with Nicholas, but I again don't know what kept him or precluded him from coming to get me between the attack on my dad's business that in Roslyn, which was Nassau County, which then we lost the house in Suffolk and had to come and were pushed and forced into the city living again with my grandfather under the safety of my grandfather's roof. So again, I did have one meeting. I was out with my cousin Lynette. We went on Francis Lewis Boulevard. She was dating some guy Neil at the time. She's part of the Lemaire crew, MER, for 718. And so there was some guy who showed up. I think he called me an angel, an archangel. I don't really remember. I didn't correct him with the GOD paper from youth. I mean, again, it's not something I wear on the outside, but here we are, and I have no idea what humans are up to, and like, for real. It's star 1978, star 8378, for whatever reason.